Okay, here we go. So to begin your practice, I would like for you to come into a seated position. You can be cross-legged, or if you want to bring the bottoms of your feet together like a book, you can. So what feels good to you? And then in your seated pose, I want you to connect with your legs. So placing your palms onto the top of your legs and sitting up nice and tall. Imagine that you are a tree rooted down into the earth, and you're going to be nice and tall with the tops of your tree reaching up high to the sky. And for now, your branches are in close. Yeah. So take a full inhale in and slowly exhale out. This time, as you inhale, imagine that your tree trunk is growing taller. And then as you exhale, that you're growing stronger. Take another cycle of breath, full inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Full inhale in. And this time as you inhale, see if you can make your tree trunk a little wider so you're pressing out your belly and you're expanding your rib cage. And then slowly exhale, bring everything back in. Take another cycle of breath. Let your tree trunk grow wider and bigger. And then exhale, bring everything back in. This time as you inhale, can you count to 5? So full inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slow exhale, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more full inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to leave you in some stillness. Take this kind of more at your pace. And I'll call you back in a few breaths. So just remember, count to 5, grow really tall. And then as you exhale, grow really strong. And then finish up one more cycle of breath. And decide to keep the rhythm you set or allow your breath to fall into a natural rhythm. Inhale, draw a line with the nose, look up high to the sky. Exhale, draw a line with the nose down to the ground, chin to chest. Now I want you to stay here for a cycle of breath, a deep cycle of breath, and note any tension that you might be holding in the back of the neck. And then draw a line with the nose, look up towards the sky, inhale. And exhale, draw a line with the nose down towards the ground. One more time, look on up high on the inhale. And then chin to chest on the exhale. Okay, leaving the chin to the chest, roll the chin over towards the left side. And then roll the chin over towards the right side. And then roll over towards the left as you inhale. And over to the right as you exhale. This time as you inhale, take the chin over towards the left side. This time look on up. And then at the top, when you're looking up, start exhaling, go over towards the right. And then make another circle just like this. Drawing a line with the nose, looking up, inhale. Coming down and around as you exhale. One more time, full inhale, looking up. And down on the exhale. And then let the chin roll back to center. Take a breath. And then inhale, roll the chin over towards the right, look on up. And then towards the left, exhale. Making 3 more rotations just like this. Come on up, inhale. And down as you exhale, one more time. And exhale, pause with the chin back into center. And then draw a line up to neutral, sit up nice and tall. Beautiful. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, and pull your fists down. Okay. Here, try to keep the shoulders in line with the hips so you're not leaning too far forward. And then guide the fist over towards your right hip. And then drop the right ear to right shoulder. So you should feel this gentle stretch on the left side. And you can look at your right knee. One more big breath here. And then drop the chin back to center. Fists come back into center. Pull your fist down as you draw a line with the nose. Look up high towards the sky. Full inhale. And then exhale, hinge forward. Torso comes over the legs. Fists can stay behind the low back, or you can slowly start lifting the fist up high to the sky. Keep the shoulders drawing down and away from the ears. Two more big breaths here. One more breath. And then slowly draw yourself back up. Release your hands, maybe make some shoulder circles. And then switch the cross of your legs. Okay. Bring your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, make your fist. Take the fist over towards the left hip, sit up nice and tall. Take your full inhale. And then drop the left ear to left shoulder as you exhale. And you'll see me kind of move my left elbow forward and back. You can if you want, you don't have to. I'm just kind of being fidgety. And you can take your gaze at the left knee or keep it neutral. But try to keep the scapula, so the shoulder blades dropping down and away from the ears. One more breath. And then drop the chin back into center. Bring the fist behind you. Draw a line with the nose, look up high towards the sky. Bring the fist behind you, and then exhale once again. Hinge forward at the torso. And then you can leave the fist at the small of the back, or you can start raising your fist up high to the sky, knowing that you're here for 3 deep cycles of breath. One more breath. Let yourself root down as you draw yourself back up. Arms come down. Crown of the head comes high. Make some shoulder circle. Great. I want you to extend both legs long in front of you. Keep the legs about hip distance apart or maybe a little bit closer. And then adjust any love that you have so that the sit bones can root down. Then you can come up nice and tall. Place the palms onto the thighs. And then just be here with the crown of the head reaching high, shoulder blades come down. And then try to keep the second toe in line with the knee. Push out through the heels. Reach the arms up high. And then hinge forward at the waist. And allow the hands to land wherever. So that could be on the shins, the thighs, maybe the toes. And then I want you to slowly start leaning forward with the heart. So let the heart kind of, like you're aiming the heart in between your feet as you hinge forward, sliding the scapulas down and away from the ears. And then when you feel like you can't fold anymore, so maybe stay here for a breath or two, and then see if you can hinge a little deeper. Maybe another breath. Can you hinge a little deeper? And then drop the chin to chest. Well, not totally, just allow the head to sort of relax so you don't have this hyperextension going on in the neck. So if you want, you can place your hands behind your neck. It should be nice and smooth. You shouldn't feel any wrinkles. Okay, now that we're at a point of stillness together, take a full inhale in. Feel your torso expand. And then as you exhale, let the exhale create strength. 3 more big breaths just like this. Last breath. See if you can do this without holding any tension in the body. And then as you draw yourself up, see if you can keep your heart in line with that space in between your feet as you draw yourself up. Maybe your arms come up high with you, or maybe they walk up your legs. And then meet with the arms down to the side. Great. Okay, let's come into a tabletop pose. So bring the knees underneath the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders, and you can rock back on the heels of the hands, lift and spread the fingers, and then set the palms down. Knees are underneath the hips. Maybe you pat the tops of the feet onto the mat. And then when your inhale happens, drop the belly, pull the sternum on through, look on up, tuck under the toes for your cow pose. And then as you exhale, chin comes into chest, belly button comes into spine. Push your toenails into the mat, round your back like a cat. And then once again, guide the heart forward, pulling on through, looking on up, finding your cow. And exhale into cat. Now keep your grounding foundation, and I want you to flow at the pace of your breath. But the one thing I want you to keep in mind is that you're guiding the heart forward in your cow pose. And then it's like you're directing it back within when you're coming into your cat. And your job is to make sure that the shoulders aren't rounding so far in that it closes that pathway off. Okay, so just take a few more cycles of breath. Just like this, moving from cat and cow. This is just a little like flirtation into some vulnerability, you know? You're creating this space and this opening just gently. You're exposing the heart just a little bit, so be gentle. And you can stay with it, but if you're feeling called to, I welcome you to add some variation to your cat-cow. Maybe you move from side to side. Or maybe you find that you need some pelvic circles. And I trust if you're taking the pelvic circle route that you'll always switch direction. And then find some stillness once again in your tabletop pose. Bring the big toes together and bring the bum back onto the heels. Find your child's pose here. Drop back into your deep cycles of breath, but I want you to be mindful as you inhale that you let your torso get nice and big and expand. You're starting to test the boundaries of moving forward. And then as you exhale, you let that make you stronger as you ground down. And here in this child's pose, the back line of the body is exposed. So this is like a beautiful space to just begin to play around with, you know, bringing the heart forward and doing a little more heart opening. Because if you can practice that in the back body and feel safe, you can slowly start guiding the heart forward a little bit more. One more deep cycle of breath here. Release. And then as you inhale, slowly start hinging back into your tabletop pose. And then I want you to bring the knees underneath the hips. Lift the right leg behind you and bring it up to hip height. And find some balance on the left and the right hands. And that might involve even finding balance on the left leg. All right, and then slowly and carefully reach the left arm parallel to the left ear. Take a nice full inhale. And then bend the right knee so the right foot is reaching up towards the sky, and then reach the left hand behind. Take a hold of maybe the shin or the top of the foot, and then root the right palm down, the left knee down, and slowly start bringing the heart forward into a tiger pose. One more breath here. So as you inhale, push down, get nice and tall. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, get nice and long. Exhale, set the right knee down, left foot down. Great. Switching sides. So bring the left leg behind you. Lift it to hip height. Reach the right arm parallel to the right ear. Stay nice and strong. Establish your foundation. And then take the left foot up to the sky. Reach the right hand behind you for your tiger pose, second side. So find a space where you can push down. And then as you inhale, create space. Exhale, get strong. One more big breath. And then slowly and carefully release on the inhale. And set everything down on the exhale. All right, carefully tuck under toes and lift the hips up high to the sky for a downward dog. All right, you have 5 cycles of breath here. So maybe you make some movement. Three more breaths. And then for these last 2, let's be in stillness together. So full inhale in, we're rooting down, we're getting nice and big. And then exhale, we're finding that connection and getting strong. One more big breath here. And exhale. Bring your feet, or bring your big toes together, step your feet together. Reach the right leg high to the sky. And bend your right knee, stacking the right hip on top of the left. And then reach your right leg high. And step your right foot through to your hand, starting off in your high runner's lunge. And then when you feel good, like you're drawing your shoulders down and away from your ears, drop your left knee. Keep the left toes tucked or untucked. And then what I want you to do is really make sure that you're rooting down through your right foot and stack your palms on top of your right thigh. Coming up nice and tall. Now try not to sink or dump into this lunge, but come up tall, 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 tall. Grow tall like a tall tree. And then reach your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, draw the fists down, and look on up. Look up, that's it, okay? But if you're feeling like you're ready to be a little more open, lean back. But if you're not there yet, that's great. I want you to stay tall and strong. And then only flirt around with leaning back when you're ready to be open. One more big breath here. And then reach the arms up high. And frame your right foot. Tuck under the left toes and have your right foot come back into a downward dog pose. So if you want to take the right leg high, you can. And then meet back in your downward dog with the big toes touching. This time, bring the left leg high. Bend the left knee, stack the hips on top of each other, spread the toes. And then left leg comes high. And then step the left foot through to the hands, high runner's lunge. Once again, setting yourself up for your foundation. And then dropping the right knee down, not dumping into the slow lunge, but allowing it to be strong. Stack the palms on top of the left thigh. Come up nice and tall. Great, and then bring the arms behind you, interlace your fingers. This time change the cross of the thumb. Slide the fists down. And then only when you feel like you've created some space and some opening, lean back. Staying here for 3 deep cycles of breath, and at any point you can always come back out. One more breath. And then reach your arms up high. Frame your left foot. Tuck under the right toe, send the left leg back high, downward dog, and then downward dog. Shift forward into your plank pose, dropping knees if you need. Nice and strong, push out through the heels, crown of the head reaches forward, full inhale. And as you exhale, lower down slowly. Okay, untap the toes, palms are underneath the shoulders, lift the chin, lift the chest. Relax the glutes for a little low cobra. Drop the shoulders down and away from the ears. Take a deep cycle of breath. And then as you exhale, chin to chest, push up into plank. And then downward dog. One more big breath here. And then slowly walk the feet to the back of the hands. So you're in your first forward fold. And in this forward fold, rock back onto the heels, lift and spread the toes, root the toes down. Bend the knees so the torso is onto the thighs, drop the head. Come up halfway on your inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. And then reach your arms up high, full inhale. And then hands down to the side as you exhale. Palms forward, nice and tall. Okay, so you have a little external rotation with the palms forward. The heart is open here, okay? So root down, stay nice and tall. So as you inhale, once again, I want you to just play around with letting the torso get nice and big. Taking up a little space. And then as you exhale, ground down, get strong. Take another deep breath just like that. And grow nice and strong on the exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Fold forward on the exhale. Halfway lift. Fold, plant your hands, step your right foot back into your high runner's lunge. And then set your right heel down and slowly reach the arms up for your first warrior one. And you may have to adjust your stance, so feel welcome to it. But I want you to feel really comfortable in your feet. So rooting down through the back foot, pushing out through the right little pinky toe. So you're activating the back leg. Bend the knees so it's tracking over the second toe. Arms come up high, torso's going forward. One more breath. And then interlace your fingers behind you. Once again, draw the fists down and away from the ears. Down the leg. And then if you want to, slowly lean back. But if you lose the bend in your left knee, stay tall. Stay strong here. Take your full inhale. And as you exhale, hinge forward, coming into a humble warrior pose. So the torso is over the left thigh. So you can stay here if you would like, or you can drop the left elbow, the left shoulder inside the left knee and drop the head. And you can play around again with the fist coming up towards the ceiling or down towards the low back. One more breath. And then no matter where you're at, come back up halfway. Hands on the hips. And then slowly straighten the left leg. And then reach the crown of the head towards the top of the mat and then fold forward, coming into your pyramid pose. So this is where you want to be guiding the left thigh back. And drop the head. One more breath. And then slowly and carefully walk your left hand into the inside of the left foot. And then walk yourself wide onto your mat, turning your left toes out. And then eventually your right toe. So now you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Rooting down through your feet. Keep your legs activated. If you want, you can bring your hands to rest on your ankles. Maybe fold a little deeper. One more breath. And then with the hands now underneath your face, walk your hands over towards your right foot and turn your right toes out, but leave your left toes turned towards the corner of your mat. And then slowly and carefully bring your arms up. So now you're in a warrior two. Nice and strong, root your legs down. Looking out over the right fingers. And then drop the left hand to the back of the left thigh. Right hand comes high to the sky for your peaceful warrior. And if you want to, you can play around with looking at the left foot and maybe leaning the right fingers back. But if you lose the bend in the knee, come out. And then come back into your warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Find your triangle pose by reaching the right fingertips forward and down. Left hand comes high to the sky. Okay, so from here, if you find yourself dumping into the right hand or the right shoulder, bring the right hand up or down, reach the left fingertips up high, and then guide the sternum up towards the ceiling. But if you have issues with blood pressure, look at your right toe. But if you want, you can look up towards your left fingers. One more breath. And then slowly as you inhale, draw yourself back up and exhale into your warrior two. Hands come onto the hips, turn your right toes in, and then turn your heels in. So now you're in your goddess squat or your horse stance. Great. Okay. Bring your arms out to a T, and then bring the elbows in. Ooh. Okay, take your full inhale. As you exhale, try to bring the right forearm onto the right thigh. Inhale, push up. Exhale, left elbow, or left forearm, left thigh. Inhale, draw yourself up. And flow back and forth here. So keeping a nice strong spine will help you here. If you're rounding and crunching in, it might feel a little uncomfortable. So this is where you want to be able to be a little bigger and take up some space and have a little vulnerability. Stay with me. Finish up whatever side you're on. And then meet back into center. Arms come out to a T. And then rotate your right toes to the right side and come into warrior two, facing the front of your mat. And then find your warrior one. And then frame your left foot, have your right foot meet your left foot, or left foot meet your right foot, plank pose. Slowly and carefully flow, meeting in a downward dog. Find some stillness for these next 2 cycles of breath. Last breath. And then slowly and carefully walk your feet to the back of your hands, finding your fold. And then slowly your halfway lift. Fold. And then reach your arms up high to the sky as you inhale. And then down to the side as you exhale, returning back to your strong, open mountain pose. So take a full inhale and exhale. Reach the arms up high. Fold forward. Halfway lift. This time, plant your hands, step your left foot back, high runner's lunge. Once again, not rushing anything, setting up your foundation here. And then carefully setting the left heel down, and then reaching the arms up high to the sky for your warrior one. Now, you know you're gonna be here for a few cycles of breath, so really find your foundation, get nice and tall. Be comfortable with the arms coming up high, and then allowing the torso to get a little bit wide. We've got one more breath here in this warrior one. And then interlace your fingers, stack the opposite thumb on top of each other, and then draw the fists down, maybe look on up. Try not to lose the bend in the front knee. Push through the left side of the left foot, the left leg. And then full inhale. And as you exhale, slowly hinge forward. The torso can rest onto the right thigh. And then, or you can drop the right shoulder inside of the right knee. And then it's your choice to bring the fist up high to the sky for your humble warrior. 2 more breaths. Last breath. And then rooting down through your feet, come up halfway. Hands come onto the hips as you slowly straighten the right leg, drawing the right hip back. Spine grows nice and long, and then hinge over the right leg, finding your pyramid pose. 5 deep breaths here. Try to keep the right hip drawing back. Try not to let the shoulders creep up towards the ears. Push down through the right toe. Two more breaths. Last breath. And then slowly place the right hand inside of the right foot and walk yourself wide onto your mat, turning out your toes. Coming into your wide-legged forward fold. The first one had some stillness, so if you want some movement in the second one, you can. You have 3 deep cycles of breath. Last breath. And then slowly and carefully on your inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, walk your hands over towards your left foot, turn your left toes out, bend into your left knee. And then carefully bring the arms up, finding your warrior two now. Looking out over your left fingertips and adjusting your stance as you need. Okay, reach the fingertips away. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Root down through your feet. Stay strong. Drop the right hand to the back of the right thigh. Let the left hand come high to the sky. Once again, it's your choice maybe to look over or down towards the right foot or up at the left fingertips. One more big breath. And then inhale, bring yourself back up. Exhale, settle back up into your warrior two for a cycle of breath. And then find your triangle pose by straightening the left leg, reach the left fingertips out and down. And right hand comes high to the sky. Now find the spacing with your left hand on the left leg where you feel like you can stay open in the torso. And then once again, if you still have blood pressure issues, look at the left toe. But if not, maybe explore with looking up towards the right hand. Slowly and carefully guide the sternum forward. Take one more deep cycle of breath. And then as you inhale, draw yourself back up, warrior two on the exhale. Beautiful, hands on the hips, come back into your horse or goddess pose by turning the left toes out and then both heels in and dropping the hips. This time take the arms out to a T. See if you can take up space here. So if you want, you can flip the palms forward, flip the palms back. Maybe find some movement from side to side. Get really wide on your mat. Feel open. Feel comfortable taking up space. And then find some stillness. So coming back into center, bringing the arms nice and wide, rooting down through the feet. Great. And then find your warrior two on the second side by looking out over the right fingers as you straighten the left leg. And then inhale, both arms up high. Exhale, frame your right foot meets left foot, plank pose. And then carefully take it through your flow. Meeting in your downward dog. All right. Stay in this downward dog for 2 breaths of stillness. And then reach your right leg high to the sky. And step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then slowly and carefully drop your left knee. So you've done a really great job in establishing like a little vulnerability and a little openness. Let's see what happens when we kind of challenge a little strength. So if at any point this is too intense, always come out of it. But I really want you to see if you can keep the heart open as we go along. So you're in this lizard pose. Plant your left hand, reach the right arm up high to the sky, give yourself a gentle twist. Keep the right big toe planted. Try not to collapse here. So your right fingers are in line with your planted left palm. And then bend the right knee so the right foot is coming up towards the sky. And then reach back for your right foot for your corkscrew pose. If anything, you can always grab a hold of your pant leg. Okay, so from here, the big thing is that you don't internally rotate and close off the heart, that you keep this external rotation that you build up. One more big cycle of breath. And then as you exhale, release, come back into your lizard pose. Stay here for one more breath. Don't collapse into your hands. Stay nice and tall. And then tuck under your left toes. Take your right leg high to the sky. And right foot sets down, downward dog. All right, other side. Lift the left leg high. Left foot to the outside of the left hand. And then drop the right knee down, lizard pose. Okay, set yourself up. Feel rooted, feel good being grounded. Push the palms into the earth, maybe grow a little taller. And then with the right hand planted, reach the left arm up high. Feel good about creating this beautiful line. And then bend the right leg and reach back for your right foot or the pant leg. And try not to dump into your shoulders or into the palm. Stay open. One more big breath. And then inhale, slowly come out. Exhale, return back into your lizard pose. Stay nice and strong. Don't collapse into it. Stay tall, stay big. Take up space. Inhale, root down with the hands. Exhale, left foot meets right foot, downward dog. And then slowly and carefully walk your feet to behind and outside of your hands. And then drop the bum and bend the knees so you come into your goddess squat or your malasana. Okay, if you find yourself rounding in with the elbows in between the knees, place the fingertips down. So once again, it's like you're guiding the heart in between. Just as a guide to keep the shoulders open. One more big breath. And then slowly set the bum down. Okay. Hug the knees into the chest. Tuck the chin into the chest and lower down one vertebra at a time. Okay. Send your legs up high to the sky. And then cross your right ankle over your left. And then your left ankle over your right. And repeat this pattern as you slowly and carefully lower your legs down. And then repeat it as you come on up. And repeat this another time, going slow. And you'll feel some tension in the abs, but can you keep your heart open and not tense in the upper body? And then come back on up if you haven't already. And then one more time. Give yourself that little mini challenge. And then with the legs high. Hug the knees into the chest. And gently rock from side to side. Okay, plant your left foot onto the mat. Keep the right knee hugged in. And maybe with the right knee hugging in, just play around with rocking back onto the left heel, lifting, spreading the toes and getting rooted down. And then send your right leg high to the sky. Point your right toes towards your face and then away and towards your face and away. One more time. And then find some stillness with the right leg high. And then cross the right ankle over the left knee and hug the left knee into the chest and hook your right elbow into the inside of the right knee. And flex both sets of toes, pushing out through the left heel. So you're in your reclined pigeon pose. Hang out here for a few deep cycles of breath. Knowing that you can always extend your left leg if you would like. Two more breaths here. And then carefully set your left foot down, release your hands, but then stack the right knee on top of the left. Take your arms out to a T, lift and shift the hips to the right so the knees can fall over towards the left side. If you want, you can always place your left hand on top of your right leg, right knee. Take your gaze out over your left fingertips. Even here, see if you can guide your heart up towards the ceiling. Try not to let it close off. One more big breath. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back into your center. And exhale, hug both knees back into the chest. You can rock from side to side. Maybe do some pelvic circles. But no, I'll ask you to plant the right foot onto the mat and keep your left knee hugged in. Root down through your right foot. Let this be your foundation. And then extend the left leg high to the sky. And then flirt around with pointing the toes towards the face or away. Close to the face and then away. And then one more time. And then be in some stillness. And then bring the left ankle across the right knee. Hug the right knee into the chest. Hook the left elbow into the crook of the left knee and push out through both sets of feet. Or if you want, you can always extend your right leg high to the sky. So you're in your reclined pigeon pose for a few deep cycles of breath. One more full cycle of breath. And then slowly release your right foot down and allow the left knee to cross on top of the right. Take the arms out to a T, lift and shift the hips to the right. Oh, the left. Shift the hips to the left. Allow the knees to fall over towards the right. And place the right hand on top of the left knee. Maybe take the gaze out over the right, the left shoulder. Do 2 more cycles of breath here, but as you inhale, can you let your torso get wide again? Can you expand? And then root down as you exhale. And one more big breath. And then inhale, draw yourself back into center. Hug both knees into your chest. Take a hold of the bottoms of the feet and find your happy baby. Try not to let the shoulders round in. Maybe find some movement. And then some stillness. And then extend both legs up high to the sky. Bring your arms down to the side for a little mini inversion. Reach the fingertips towards where the foot edge of your mat. Keep the legs up high. And then take your full inhale. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Give them a nice squeeze by wrapping the arms around the shins, rocking from side to side. And then extend one leg long, followed by the other. Reach the arms up overhead. Give yourself a full body stretch. And then bring your arms down to the side for your Shavasana pose. Drop into your deep cycles of breath, knowing that I will call you back. But just begin by taking a nice full inhale in through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. I will call you back. Slowly brush your thumb along your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Give yourself a nice full body stretch. And then roll over onto your right side. And then carefully and slowly push yourself up. Sitting up nice and tall. And drop back into some deep cycles of breath. Once again, allowing the spine to grow nice and tall. Reach your arms up high to the sky as you inhale. Hands come together in prayer and then down into heart center as you exhale. Soft bow with the head. I honor this place inside of me in which the entire universe dwells. It is a place of open forward momentum. And when I am in this place in me and you're in this place in you, together we are one. Namaste. Thank you so